Assalamu alaikum. How are you, my dear students? Hope you are well by the mercy of Almighty Allah. I am also fine by His grace too. Anyway, I think you could remember in my last class I discussed about conditional sentences, a part of completing sentence. I hope you understood well. Today I am here with a new topic today. So don't make any delay. Take your notebook and pen and write down what I am going to say. My dear students, if you follow on the whiteboard, you can see that I have already written a word, and that is verb. So my today's topic is verb. I am going to discuss about verb. If you follow it, I think you will be able to understand. Today I shall discuss about the classification of verb with examples. So I think you should have profound attention on my class to understand it properly. Now, at the beginning of my speech, I would like to say that all the students should know at first what is a verb. Verb is a very important element of English grammar. It can play an important role in building up a sentence. So it is very urgent to know about a verb. So at first we should know it. Verb denotes the action of doing anything. Every moment we are doing a lot of work, lot of activities, such as now I am teaching. My learners are listening to me. In this case, the verb is teach, learn, etc. So, I would like to share an example here. I play cricket. My dear participant, please be attentive here. I play cricket. If you follow here, subject I, what is the verb of I? Playing cricket. So here play is a verb. Verb is a very important to make a sentence, as it is thought that it is not possible for anybody or anyone to make a sentence without a verb. So I think how much important it is, you can realize after completing my class. Now let's discuss about the classification of verb. At first we can classify verb into two types, finite verb and non-finite verb. And we must know about them. Anyway, finite verb and non-finite verb. The Bengali meaning of finite verb is samapika kriya, and the Bengali meaning of non-finite verb is asamapika kriya. Now we are going to discuss about finite verb, and we must know about what is a finite verb. Finite verb is a verb which completes its work and it changes its form according to number, tense and person. I can write here some examples as an illustration. You can follow here. They catch fishes. Now follow. Who catch fishes? They catch fishes. What they catch? Fishes. The activities among they and fishes are happened here. Yes. So the verb is completed, and we can consider it finite verb. And if we go non-finite verb, then we follow. I want to buy a car, but if you realize the meaning of this sentence, then you will be able to understand I want to buy a car. Actually, he doesn't buy a car, he wants. It is his planning. This is not a complete sentence with its meaning, and the verb doesn't follow the rules of tense, number and person. So, as an definition we can say about non-finite verb is that it doesn't complete its work and it doesn't form its or doesn't sense it form according to number, gender, number, tense and person. Now we are going to discuss about their classifications too. We can classify finite verb into two types, principal verb and auxiliary verb. Now it's very important to know about them, as this is very necessary element to make sentence, to understand sentence, about their classification, about their formation. This is very important. So now we are going to know about principal verb and auxiliary verb. What is principal verb? Principal verb is a main verb and self-dependent verb. It can express its meaning and thought without depending on others. It is self-dependent and it can do anything without the help of other. As an illustration, we can write here. You make a kite. Now follow here. You make a kite. Here, make is an example of principal verb. If we go on the other hand, auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is a verb which doesn't have any own meaning. It can express its meaning and thought depending on others. It can express its meaning without principal verb. So in a word we can say that it is a helping hand for the principal verb. It doesn't express its meaning depending on itself. There are so many auxiliary verbs. I would like to mention here: am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did, shall, should, can, could, may, might, will, would, ought, need, must, they are used to. My dear student, listen to me again, as this is very important and we must memorize it after having note on your notebook. Am, is, are, was, or, have, has, had, do, does, did, shall, should, can, could, may, might, will, would, ought, need, must, they are. I think you can understand it well. Now, if we want to classify principal verb, there are two types. Transitive verb and intransitive verb. My dear participants, see here on the whiteboard, transitive and intransitive, they are the classification of principal verb. Transitive means, the Bengali meaning of transitive is শকর্মক ক্রিয়া, and intransitive means Apormokriya. If we want to understand it in details, now the example of transitive verb, I read a book. That means what I read a book, it has a object and it has a word. If a verb has a word or object, it is transitive verb. And if I want to give you an example of intransitive verb, it doesn't have any object, it has only a verb, maybe other extension, but it does not have any word or object. As an example or as an instance, I can write here, she dances well. She dances well. Follow here. If you notice here with deep and profound attention, I think it will not be very difficult for you to understand. She dances well. Here you see that subject verb, but here no object or no word for the verb. So we can consider it intransitive verb. Now there are so many classification of transitive and intransitive verb, such as cognate verb, positive verb, copulative verb, linking verb, reciprocal verb, reflexive verb, etc. So now I want to describe on the other side non-finite verb. Non-finite verb is a very important part of verb. If we want to build up a sentence correctly, it's a must for us to learn about non-finite verb. Non-finite verb, we can divide non-finite verb into three types. They are participle, gerund, and finally infinitive. Now, dear students, dear participants, you should follow here with deep attention. I have written three kinds of non-finite verb: participle, gerund, infinitive. I am going to describe them in detail with example, then you will be able to understand. At first, I shall discuss about participle. What is participle? It's very necessary to know at the beginning of learning participle. We should know the definition of participle. Participle, when we add or when we use ing with verb and it works both a verb and adjective, then it is called participle. Participle is a qualifying word. It also qualifies a noun. Now look at the example. I saw a dancing girl. I saw a dancing girl. I would like to mention here another example too. A rolling stone gather no moss. A rolling stone gather no moss. Also, I would like to add another to cricket is an exciting game. So, my dear viewers, if you follow here, you will be able to understand. I saw a dancing girl. What type of girl? I saw a dancing girl. If you want to understand it in Bengali, we can add here onto, dancing, rolling, exciting. All the cases we use here ing with verb. They also qualifies the noun here. Dancing qualifies the girl. Rolling stone, rolling qualifies stone, and exciting also qualifies them. They also work here as adjective too, and they are also participle. So I would like to say here we use ing with the present form of the verb, and they qualifies the noun and words both verb and adjective. In this case, we can say that both are all the examples of participle. Now, I would like to go another types, and this is gerund. I think you are known with this word gerund. Anyway, we should know what is gerund. The definition of gerund is not so difficult, it's very easy. When we add ing or in form with a verb and then it's work as a noun and sometimes both as a verb and noun, then it is called gerund. The difference between gerund and participle are gerund does the work of a noun and participle does the work of an adjective. I would like to mention here some examples. Walking is good for health. Walking is good for health. As an illustration, I also like to add another one. Reading makes a man wise. So, if you notice it on the whiteboard, we add ing with work, and also we add ing with read. Then it became noun, and as a noun, they conduct the whole sentences. So, please be attentive and follow here. Both noun here words as a noun in these sentences, as this is the example of gerund. So, my dear student, I think you will be able to understand the difference between gerund and participle. These two are very important for our grammatical learning. These are very important to form a word, how to form noun, how to form adjective. Now I would like to describe about infinitive. Infinitive. Initially, we must know about infinitive. What is infinitive? When we add to before a verb, or when we use to at the beginning of a verb, then it is called infinitive, and in this way we can form infinitive. Now follow here some examples, then you will be able to take it. To tell a lie is a great sin. I also like to add anyone. I want to buy a car. Another one. He wants to be a doctor. Now, my dear participants, look at the whiteboard and the examples too, then you will be able to realize how much important this is, and we can also learn about the usefulness of to. Here there are two types of infinitive, full infinitive and bare infinitive. Now follow my students. To tell a lie is a great sin. Here we use to before the present form of verb tell, and in the next one we use I before want. This is a verb, and finally at the last sentence we use to before be verb. From these three sentences we can understand that how to form infinitive. So my dear students, this class today I have already discussed about the classification of verbs. I think you wrote down it on your notebook, then you have to practice it at home. Anyway, this class today, see you in the next class. You know we are threatened by coronavirus, so we should be very careful about it. Government is trying to take necessary action and step to make us healthy and safe. So follow the rules of hygiene and coronavirus to keep you protect from it. No more today. Thank you. Bye.